Showtime again. What a pass from Oso Iguodala. Kicks outside Kolek. Wide open three.
That's a great find.
Oh, my goodness. When it comes to Cam Jones, open three.
Very much.
You know it's going in. Then Benko blocks it from behind. Norman, heat check three is good.
Freshman comes in.
Wide open three.
Why not?
Sweet. What do you call him?
Stevie
Another
Buckets.
Three. Yeah.
Welcome to the latest edition of Inside Marquette Basketball. I'm Lance Allen alongside the head coach of the Golden Eagles, Shaka Smart. Shaka, since we talked last, 3-1 stretch, 3 home wins, lost to Creighton. What did you feel about that whole 4-game stretch?
Wow, seems like it's been a month since we talked last. You know, when you get to this time of year, you don't really group the games together. I mean, you pretty much just try to go 1-0 in each game. It was good getting back home. We had been on the road 6 out of 8 games coming into that, 3 games in a row at home. So it was nice just for the guys to be able to sleep in their own beds for a stretch of a week and a half before we went back on the road. I thought our guys played really well at home, played with a lot of confidence, did a really good job helping one another. Each opponent of the 3 presented different challenges and a different game theme, but our guys did a great job of capturing who we needed to be on that specific game. It was great to, get contributions from different guys. Cam Jones continues to score the ball at a high clip. Tyler broke the assist record during that stretch. Oso continues to play well. I think Stevie, Ja, those guys had some terrific moments as well. So we also were able to get, because of the margin of those games, we were able to get playing time, extended playing time for our freshmen, and even at the end of games, get our walk-ons in and get opportunities for everyone to play.
Lucas Ode.
Again?
Logo 3.
Oh!
He just
Lucas!
So, against Creighton, I like what you said. A lot of fight out of your team. They didn't blink, like you said in the post game, even without Tyler and Oso. Is that the trademark of a team that, yes, you want to win every single time the ball goes up, but your guys did not blink?
Well, it was just a unique situation because we knew we wouldn't have Tyler after, that he sustained the injury against Providence. Typically, when guys, are a little sick, it takes a lot to hold someone out. So Oso, man, he wanted to play, but that morning of the game, he had the shivers. He had a temperature, that was too high. So he just stayed in the hotel. But, my college coach always used to say it's too late to cancel. So I thought our guys did a great job of, just attacking the best they could and, fighting. Certainly fatigue got us at times. Creighton had a lot going for them on that day. It was their senior day. Certainly, I'm sure, they wanted to get us back from the previous game. And they've got a terrific program, great players. They had 18,000 people in the building. Their fans really, I think, sensed how we were fighting. I give our guys a ton of credit. Our guys fought back on multiple occasions where they took a lead and then we cut the lead down to literally a one-possession game. But then in that last 4 minutes of the game, they were better than us. They made more shots, and I think fatigue pretty much got us there. But a lot to take out of that game, and it also was a little bit of a glimpse of what the team may look like in the longer-term future, when our 2 seniors aren't here.
Tough time to lose Tyler, tough injury with the oblique. Little bit of a long way to go, so to speak, in this season, but where is he at and what are you anticipating?
Hopefully he's in his bed right now, relaxing. It's one of those injuries where literally the more you do nothing and relax, the faster you recover. The more you try to run around and, do different things, it can slow you down because as you know, from covering different sports, your core you use in pretty much everything you do in the athletic realm. So the good news is he's already feeling significantly better. Now Tyler thinks he's Superman, so we have to temper that a little bit and just make sure that he sticks to a process of gradual improvement. Obviously, our focus is on getting him to the point where if he does come back, when he does come back, he's pain-free. and so that he can kind of hit the ground running and go from there. And, obviously the tournament that comes after that is the one, if you were going to prioritize, that's the very most important, and it also comes after, so it would give him even more rest. But knowing Tyler, he's going to want to play probably before he should play, and so we're going to have to figure out, how to make sure we manage that and do the right thing for him.
In addition to Tyler and Oso, I liked how you said a glimpse of the future. You probably didn't want the future to come quite so quick. But 96 games in a row that those guys were on the floor, literally 3 seasons worth of college basketball. Was it a little weird for you to look out at that floor and go, man, I don't have my 2 top guys out there?
Well, you know what? It wasn't really weird until after the game when I would watch the tape. I try to model for our guys, hey, this is what we have. This is where we are. Let's go. And I thought our guys did a really good job of that. In fact, they love Tyler and Oso as much as you can love a teammate. But there was a part of them that was excited to see, okay, let's see what we can do, because these guys have been our leaders and they've, carried us in a lot of ways, for a long time. Now, it's one thing to feel that way. It's another thing to go out there, particularly on the road in front of 18,000 people, Baylor Shireman's raining threes, and to figure out a way to counteract that. I thought that our guys' fight was terrific, their togetherness was terrific, their resilience during the game. We got down 10 at one point in the second half, fought all the way back, made it a 1 or 2 point game. Very, very good. And I think in retrospect, watching the tape, there were some guys that felt like, hey, I got to do more offensively, and they did. Certainly great experience that our guys had.
Final thing for this segment, Shaka, is just no Sean Jones. We've known that for a while, so you didn't really have a true point guard with Tyler being out. How much do you look at it as snake bitten? How much do you look at it as reality? Like you said, your coach said, hey, they're not going to cancel games. Here we go. How do you weigh that whole situation?
Yeah, I've never used that word before, snake bitten. I really don't. I get the sentiment, but I mean, we are not on the front lines, trying to take back France in World War II like my grandfather was. Like, we're playing a basketball game. So, injuries are part of the game.
Right.
And if you could draw it up, you would have this perfect season where everyone has perfect health. But, as one of our meditations that we do before practice states, it's reasonable, to assume that an injury, at times may occur. But I thought Cam Jones did a nice job playing point guard. It's a different type of point guard role. He's more like a Steph Curry point guard who scores than a setup guy. But, our guys, I think by committee, did a nice job. Ben, played by far the most minutes he's played. And, he is continuing to gain confidence. He didn't have a great shooting day, but hopefully that Creighton game is a good confidence builder for him because I did think he played well. Keep firing. You put the work in the gym, and you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So, I appreciate your readiness and attacking. All right, you guys are figuring it out, learning. All right, there's still a ton to learn and grow. Okay, tomorrow's the last day of February. Calendar turns to March. Okay, and for us right now, let's continue to try to move towards best us. Right, best us. The energy you need is found in each other. You guys did that tonight. Everybody in. So well.
No finish on up there.
No finish on.
Shaka Smart's interview is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University.
Golden Eagles fans, open a Marquette checking account with Wintrust Wisconsin's bank today and score golden perks like a $50 opening bonus, free ATMs nationwide, and your very own exclusive MU Golden Eagles debit card. Rep the blue and gold at home or on the road. And don't miss this golden opportunity to let everyone know. Scan now to open your account today. Wintrust Wisconsin's bank, proud to be the official bank of Marquette University.
After a serious injury, you'll need an experienced team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices today. proud partner of Marquette Athletics. One call, that's all.
We live for the moments that move us. The big ones, the small ones, the ones that light up our hearts. At Aurora Healthcare, our heart and vascular team is trusted to make more moments possible. With breakthrough treatments only found here and the region's top-ranked heart program, we're the first choice of referring physicians and patients. Enjoy more moments that move you with Wisconsin's #1 heart care.
Back on Inside Marquette Basketball with the head coach, Shaka Smart. Let's continue that conversation. You just mentioned Ben Gold. His defense has really stepped up. What have you noticed about getting more minutes, obviously 37 career high against Creighton, but also what he's doing on the defensive end?
Well, I thought in the Providence game, his defense was phenomenal. And the guys felt that as well because they voted him domino of the game. And there was multiple guys that scored more points than him. But he was just flying around. He led our team in deflections in that game. He was very active, did a great job on Joshua Duro, who's one of the best bigs in the league. Oso had some foul trouble, and then, when we had a good margin, we sat him some. So I think Oso only played like 17, 18 minutes. So, Ben, back-to-back games, heavy minutes. I don't think he ever anticipated playing 37 minutes this year, and hopefully, Oso will be back for every game the rest of the year, so hopefully he won't have to play quite that much. But he's gaining confidence. He's a guy for a long time that's measured himself as a shooter. But what we've tried to help him understand is there's so many more ways that you can help our team, and you have so many more great qualities than shooting. You see a lot more sturdiness in him than he showed even 3 months ago.
And speaking of a shooter, Shaka, you mentioned it. Cam Jones, kind of a different kind of a point guard, but 5 games in a row where he's been your leading scorer. What does he do to get himself involved in the offense that much, and how much do you want to see him continue to be a facilitator, whether he's scoring or whether he's dishing?
Well, we say that should is the most dangerous word in sports, but he should be our leading scorer because he's our best scorer. And so I think it comes down to him being in a clear-minded place to be present and own the things that go into putting the ball in the basket or all the other things that we ask him to do for our team. And knock on wood, I want to give Cam a lot of credit for recently, I would say, over the last 4 games or so, and even, certain other games before that, he's done a really nice job of being present, not really allowing his mind to drift to the future or get pulled to the past. And so I've tried to get him to understand, stay giving energy to your teammates, clear-minded, focused on defense, and you're going to get shots in our offense. You're going to shoot more than anyone on our team between you and Jop, and he's done a nice job of that.
Last I checked, you have 2 more regular season games, one of which a top 10 matchup, but you mentioned it, first round bye, Big East. How big is that? Do you really get concerned about the seeding at all? Is it more important to get the bye? Your thoughts?
Well, you just want to go into the Big East tournament playing the best you can. Obviously, we've been throwing a little bit of a curveball with personnel changes the last couple games, but we say control the controllables. So we want to go into the tournament playing the best we can. We happen to have this opportunity against UConn. And then, another challenging road opportunity. And so we believe that opportunities multiply as they are seized. That's not my quote. That's Sun Tzu from thousands of years ago. But it's true, and it applies to our team. I think that when you get to the end of the regular season, there is absolutely an interest and a focus on the part of everyone else on what's coming in a week or 2 weeks or beyond that. And, it's incumbent upon us as coaches first and then our players to focus on today. Having a great practice if it's a practice day and having ourselves in the absolute best place to be our best if it's a game day.
And today, Shaka, as of this taping, is UConn. So do you need to even say much to the guys about what happened in the past? They're well aware of it, and what it is on senior night, UConn, all that stuff. Does that speak for itself?
Well, I think it speaks for itself and we'll speak to it because we have a tendency in our program is just making sure that things are crystal clear. And most importantly, the more that our players can speak to it amongst one another and with us around as coaches, it's powerful. UConn's had a phenomenal year. Obviously won a national championship last year. We got a ton of respect for their program. And again, this for our team with them coming in here to play us is an opportunity.
So, at home, it seems like we always talk about the home court advantage, but you mentioned it with Creighton, where all of a sudden they rose up, Blue Jays Nation was there, and they kind of helped them to the finish line. You guys are 14-1 at home, and last I checked, your last 3 victories at home, 24, 24, 22. You can't count on that all the time, but what is that like to have that type of advantage?
Well, we love our fans, we love our students. When you get to this time of year, it always feels like, wow, that went fast. This is our last home game of the season, but we really appreciate just the connectivity between our players on the court and all the fans in the building. We're given energy by that. We talk a lot about dominoes and energy-giving behaviors, and it's a reciprocal relationship. We want to give energy to the crowd, and our fans, our students, our alums, they give energy to us. And the way that we want it to be is that just goes up and up and up throughout the game, and hopefully culminates in a win.
When you're in the middle of the fight, I know you don't have time to smell the roses. You got a lot more on your plate, but you are the second coach in Marquette history with back-to-back seasons of at least 13 Big East wins. What does that mean to you, the program you've built, and the guys doing what they're doing?
I don't know. Those are just numbers. It's a very hard league. I think you gain an appreciation for that as you go through the gauntlet of Big East play. And so really, when you have back-to-back seasons where you play pretty well in the Big East, I think it's a testament to the players' buy-in, to supporting one another and playing as one unit, and then the talent level of the guys and their willingness to go attack and play for one another.
Inside Marquette Basketball is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare, helping you to live fully.
We live for the moments that move us. The big ones, the small ones, the ones that light up our hearts. At Aurora Healthcare, our heart and vascular team is trusted to make more moments possible. With breakthrough treatments only found here and the region's top-ranked heart program, we're the first choice of referring physicians and patients. Enjoy more moments that move you with Wisconsin's #1 heart care.
There are many software, cloud, and technology providers, but there's only one who brings it all together to move business forward. Software One. Because no one else can act on software and cloud intelligence like we do. End-to-end, side by side, building better outcomes. All in one. Software One.
We are back on Inside Marquette Basketball with the head coach of the Golden Eagles, Shaka Smart, and Shaka, senior night. I know it's emotional, you still have a game to play, but how do you keep it special and contain that emotion, so to speak?
Well, one thing we've done for a long time, going back to when I was at VCU, is we have what we call our senior dinner the night before the game. So on Tuesday, we'll practice, and then we will go out to dinner with the coaches and the players. And we get food, and we just kind of go around the table, and everyone has an opportunity to talk about the seniors. Everyone doesn't have to speak. It's completely optional. But it's a chance for guys to share funny stories, maybe some heartfelt moments, appreciation for Tyler. And it can tend to get emotional. But that's one of the reasons that we do it the night before, maybe to allow some of those emotions to come out, so that we've already, kind of put on the table how we feel about our seniors. And then the next day, we can go just try to be our absolute best for those guys.
So let's do the tributes, and I'll just simply ask, what does Tyler Kolek mean to you?
He's the best guard I've ever coached. and I've coached a lot of really good guards, but he incredibly mature, competitive, cerebral, best passer I've ever been around. He's up there tied with a few other guys as the best workers I've ever been around. I mean, you can't keep him out of the gym. We got to fight him about going in the gym right now while he's recovering from this injury. He's just a nut as it relates to his work ethic and his fanatical approach towards being his best. I'm really proud of him because when he first came in here, the transition from George Mason and that level to Marquette and the Big East was not easy. It was a leap of faith in a lot of ways. And that first year, I thought he did really, really well. But in his mind at times, and even maybe, listening to criticism of others at times, that was really tough for him. And, he really had a ton to prove going into his second year. Well, he turned that into Player of the Year in the league and 2 conference championships along with his teammates. So he's going to go down as, I think, one of the best, guards to ever play here. Hopefully he's got a lot of basketball left to play. It's really, really unfortunate that we'll be honoring him on Wednesday, but he'll be in street clothes and not in uniform. But again, it's a life lesson that, you don't control everything, and, you have to make the most out of the situation you're in.
Oso Ighodaro, what does he mean to you and the program?
Equally special. I would say, actually, the most unique player that I've ever coached in terms of his skill set and all the different things he does. He truly transcends any positional identification. You can't really label him as any one type of player because he can do so many different things on both ends of the floor. And because of that, he's such a positive domino for us in so many ways. Culturally, in terms of how we act, interact, and respond, he's as good as anyone I've ever coached. He's as good of a leader as anyone as I've ever coached. Of the great players I've coached, he's the most selfless and the most about his teammates. Tyler and him, we will miss those guys so much. And one of the things we'll miss about Oso is he truly, truly values putting his arm around a teammate and, trying to help that guy move forward or be his best. And I mean, he almost does it to a fault. It's like, hey man, focus on yourself a little bit. But I think it's gonna serve him really, really well in life, obviously, but at the next level of basketball, because he's just someone that makes everyone better.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
After a serious injury, you'll need an experienced team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of Marquette Athletics. One call, that's all.
Golden Eagles fans, open a Marquette checking account and score perks like a $50 opening bonus, free ATMs nationwide, and your very own Golden Eagles debit card. Rep the blue and gold everywhere. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official bank of Marquette University.
We live for the moments that move us. The big ones, the small ones, the ones that light up our hearts. At Aurora Healthcare, our heart and vascular team is trusted to make more moments possible. With breakthrough treatments only found here and the region's top-ranked heart program, we're the first choice of referring physicians and patients. Enjoy more moments that move you with Wisconsin's #1 heart care.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University. Aurora Healthcare, helping you to live fully. And by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Inside Marquette Basketball, the final segment with head coach Shaka Smart. And Shaka, you do have another game at Xavier to finish the season, in addition to senior night with UConn. Just how do you like to wrap up the season? I know the easy answer would be 2 victories, but just as you get ready for the tournament season, so to speak.
Well, again, I think focusing on being the best us continuing to learn. I mean, these are valuable games from the standpoint of what can we do really well against this team? What adjustments do we need to make? Certainly, again, with some personnel shifting, us learning how to be our best with the lineups we have out there on the floor. And honestly, I mean, you never know when you're going to play a team again. So, in our league, it's something where you want to be your best, but you want to learn from that last game so that, you can put yourself in position to be even better if you see that team again. By the time you get to the Big East tournament, everyone knows everyone really, really well. So a lot of times it just comes back to, all right, what can Marquette do to, find that extra inch of an advantage?
What is that atmosphere like in the Garden? You see it on TV. You can feel it kind of when you're there. But when you're on that floor and you're in that moment and you win a championship like what you did last year, what is that like?
It's as special as anything I've been a part of. It is, not only one of the nicest arenas, but then the history of it. I always think about Michael Jordan because, I'm an old timer, so to me that's the GOAT.
I am too.
And, some of the unbelievable moments that he had in there. It's just really cool to be on the same floor and the same court. The Big East tournament, the energy in there is really, really unique because, the fans from these different Big East teams all come together. Obviously, there's certain teams that are closer by that, maybe have the most fans, but it is a special environment in there, and being able to cut down the nets in there, wow, that's something I'll never forget and certainly want to do again.
And clearly, you and your program take it seriously. I know there's differing opinions on, okay, conference tournament, how much do we put into it, how hard do we go, because you got the NCAA tournament kind of staring you in the face literally as soon as the conference tournament ends. But it's special, and you guys put full effort into it to win championships and to play and to set a tone. Is that a good way to kind of put it?
Well, I think it would be disrespectful to a lot of people, starting with ourselves, to not give everything you have in any game and in any event, certainly a Big East tournament. So, that's all we know is to try to be the best us in the game at hand and then turn the page. And certainly you're exactly right. There is a psychological difference when you win versus when you lose. But at the same time, there's 17 other factors that go into advancing in the NCAA tournament. So I think it makes the most sense to just try to go be your best.
Shaka, good luck in all this stuff they call March Madness, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Shaka Smart joining us right here on Inside Marquette Basketball. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,